The 2025 Royal Rumble has come and gone, and it's safe to say that it was one of the best Royal Rumbles in recent memory. Coming into this show, you can honestly feel the excitement. The lineup for the men's Royal Rumble match was stacked, and the match itself was off the charts. We had surprise entrants, insane moments, and an unusual win that shocked a lot of people. I'm yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, and these are my thoughts on the 2025 WWE Royal Rumble. Before we get into all this craziness, please make sure to like and subscribe to the Wrestle Havoc channel right here on YouTube, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the freaking referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. Also, if you guys haven't checked out my previous video, please check out my last video in which I talk about how the men's Royal Rumble match was absolutely stacked. The link will be in the description below. The Royal Rumble show itself was phenomenal in my eyes. No pun intended. There were only 4 matches on the card. There was both the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches, as well as 2 title matches. The first being a 2 out of 3 falls match between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Me personally, for the amount of time that both teams had, I thought they did the best job that they could possibly do. But in my opinion, the match felt rushed. The match ended with the Street Profits basically helping DIY retain the titles. But after the match, they attacked DIY and they had their sights set on the Tag Team Championships. The second title match that we saw was Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. The build for this match was off the charts. Kevin Owens parading around with the Winged Eagle WWF title was a nice touch. Not to mention the Winged Eagle being involved in this feud only made the storytelling better. Now, I wouldn't rank this match as one of my all-time favorite ladder matches, because we've clearly seen better ladder matches in the past. But some of the spots that you saw in this match, you could definitely tell that they were painful as hell. Cody landing on his back numerous times on the ladders was just something that I had to look away. Not to mention the fact that Kevin Owens took an Alabama slam by Cody through a ladder and he landed upside down, and it looked like his head was stuck on the ladder. That was just pure brutality. In the end, Cody Rhodes retained his WWE title and will be taking his championship to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Now, let's talk about the women's Royal Rumble, because I gotta say, I only saw 2 women who were logical in winning this Royal Rumble match. Those 2 women were Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. Of course, you can't have a Royal Rumble without having surprise entrants, and we did get a numerous amount of surprise entrants in this women's Royal Rumble match. We got numerous talent from NXT. I'm talking talent like Stephanie Vaquer, Lash Legend, Roxanne Perez, Jada Parker, and Julia. NXT was definitely showcased very well in this Royal Rumble match. In another surprise, we got a returning Alexa Bliss, which got the loudest pop in the entire match. It's honestly great to see Alexa Bliss back in the WWE. Trish Stratus made a surprise appearance in the Rumble match. Yeah, Trish Stratus. Hashtag thank you, Trish. Y'all remember that? Not to mention Jordynne Grace made her second appearance at the Royal Rumble, but not as a TNA wrestler. If you do not know, now you know, Jordynne Grace has officially signed with World Wrestling Entertainment. This came after she wrestled her last match at their Genesis pay-per-view a couple weeks prior. Now, who was the number 30 entrant in the women's Royal Rumble match? I'll tell you who it was. It was a returning Nikki Bella. I gotta be honest, I didn't really care for Nikki Bella as much as I did Alexa Bliss. And this is not me being disrespectful, but let's be real with ourselves. No one asked for Nikki Bella to return to the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair, of course, made her return at the Royal Rumble, and she looks better than ever. Charlotte Flair ended up being the one to overcome all 30 women in the match and ended up winning the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match. And to be fair, that was the right call to make. I say this because if you are looking at WrestleMania 41, you have 2 champions that Charlotte could face, and both of those matches are big enough for a show like WrestleMania. Of course, I'm talking about Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's title, or Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley once again at WrestleMania, but for the Women's World title. Both matches are equally as big and are guaranteed bangers. Me personally, I would love to see another match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. I will never forget the fact that nobody wanted to see Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39, and what ended up happening was once that match took place, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair ended up having match of the night. If Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte happens, they are definitely going to put out a guaranteed banger. Tiffany Stratton as well. From an athletic standpoint, man, Tiffany Stratton is her. And a match with Charlotte could only solidify that. Now let's talk about the match that everybody was talking about. The 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. At the top of this video, I was talking about how stacked this match was from top to bottom. Well, I am not lying when I say that, because the truth of the matter is, this match had star power. You knew that this Royal Rumble was going to be fire once we found out that Penta and Rey Mysterio were going to be the first two entrants in the Royal Rumble match. The chemistry that Rey and Penta have is just off the charts. Now, I will say, we were literally only minutes away from the match even starting, and these two guys were literally on the verge of elimination constantly. Braun Breaker was one of the highlights of this match as well. Right off the bat, this guy would hit spears left and right. And again, this guy has the best spear in the business. Jacob Fatu was another one. He had eliminations after eliminations after eliminations. Jacob Fatu was definitely showcased very well in this match. Speed, of all people, was an entrant in the men's Royal Rumble match. And get this, he was a replacement for Tozawa, who, by the way, was attacked by Carmelo Hayes as soon as he was about to make his entrance. Speed was basically doing what Speed normally does. Crazy shit. This guy did a standing moonsault, only for Braun Breaker to literally, and I mean literally, spear the ever-living daylights out of this poor fella. That, of course, led to Speed's elimination, which was hilarious, by the way. I know some people may think that that was a waste of an entrant in the Royal Rumble match, but you need to understand that guys like Speed and Kai Cenat bring in a huge audience. And that huge audience could be filled with people who either haven't watched WWE in years or haven't watched the product at all. So it's possibly exposing new people to the world of professional wrestling, which is great to see. Now, in terms of surprise entrants, we got Joe Hendry, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, make an appearance at the Royal Rumble. Now, I will say Joe Hendry didn't really last long in this match, which was a bummer. But immediately after we got Joe Hendry, the next entrant ended up being Roman Reigns, and he ended up eliminating Joe Hendry from the Royal Rumble. Damn, we never got that Joe Hendry and Cena face off like I predicted. What's crazy was that the last 15 entrants in the Royal Rumble match were mostly just main event players. We got Roman, Drew, Jey Uso, a returning AJ Styles, John Cena, who came in at number 23 and entered in his final Royal Rumble match. And what's crazy is that we didn't even think of that when John Cena went into the ring. We all came to the realization that it was his last Rumble the moment Cena got eliminated. But that's for later. Cena cleaned house and faced off with Roman Reigns. Of course, both men have a lot of history with one another. The last time that they faced off was at SummerSlam back in 2021. Right when they were facing off against one another, CM Punk was the next entrant in the Royal Rumble match. Think about that. We had John Cena followed by CM Punk. That is insanity. All three men faced off with one another. They didn't even throw hands. They just stared at each other, trying to take in the moment. And the crowd was definitely into it. But the next entrant came out and it ended up being Seth Rollins. And the look on Punk's face says it all. Rollins went straight for the attack on Punk. Other men involved in the Rumble were guys like Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Dominic Mysterio, and of course Logan Paul. But my favorite moment throughout this whole match was the 3 eliminations of Rollins, Punk, and Reigns. Now, it all started when Roman and Seth tried to eliminate one another, but it opened the door for CM Punk to throw them over the top rope. That led to their elimination. But then right after that, Logan Paul, from behind, ended up eliminating CM Punk. CM Punk, for the second time ever since returning to the WWE, failed to win the Royal Rumble match. All of this led to tension between all three men, and it ended up making Seth Rollins snap. He curb stomped Roman and ended up brawling with CM Punk. The hatred is definitely there. Rollins flipped off Paul Heyman, which was hilarious, and then proceeded to stomp Roman Reigns once again, but on the steel steps. The brawl only continued between Seth Rollins and CM Punk, only for them to be separated. I cannot stress enough how that had me on the edge of my seat. Now it gets me excited to see where this dynamic between Punk, Rollins, and Roman will lead to. And in the end, the final 2 participants in the Royal Rumble match were Jey Uso and John Cena. Now, I said this on my live stream. It did not matter if it was Jey Uso that won or John Cena that won. It would still be the right decision. That is how deep this Royal Rumble was in terms of the amount of talent in this match. Both men went back and forth until they were both on the apron. John Cena picked up Jey Uso for the AA, but Jey escaped and pushed John Cena to the floor, leading to his elimination. And the look on John Cena's face says it all. And as I stated earlier, us as fans ended up coming to the realization that this Royal Rumble was John Cena's last. Where does John Cena go from here? Well, there is a little show called The Elimination Chamber, so there's your answer. But Jey Uso is the winner of the 2025 Royal Rumble match. What's crazy is that some people were shocked that Jey Uso actually got the win. I flat out made that prediction in my last video. Do not count out Jey Uso. And from what it looks like, Jey Uso will go after Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And again, that is a match that suits Jey Uso the best, and I do believe WWE could tell a great story behind it. Overall, the Royal Rumble this year was nothing but amazing. If anything, I would say that this Royal Rumble was one of the best Royal Rumbles in recent memory. The build for this match was fantastic, not to mention all of the moments that we saw, as well as the multiple different layers of storytelling in this match. The stories that were being told in this match made the match unpredictable, but more importantly, it made the match fun to watch. The message that WWE was trying to get across with the viewer was that anything can happen, and it literally did happen. And that is what makes the Royal Rumble special. Well, those are my thoughts on the 2025 Royal Rumble. It was definitely an insane show, to say the least. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, push that bell for notifications. I mean, look out for more videos right here on the Wrestle Havoc channel, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. And as the friggin' referee would say, ring that damn bell for more notifications. And as always, it is yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, signing out. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.